All right. We are here. Nobody's fucking watching. What is going on? Very strange. Very strange. All right. Who we got? Alberto. I don't know, man. It's weird, right? There's no, the alert didn't go out. I know that. I just saw Ness's live. He only has like 200 people. For him, I'm telling you, something's going on with boxing, guys. You guys aren't listening to me. That motherfucker only has like, I just looked. He is live, which sucks. That's going to take away viewership, but Marco got a contact here. Yeah, it's weird. Well, I just started. Literally just started. You should do a tweet or Instagram post. Yeah, let me do. You know what? Let me do a YouTube post. Let's see. Let me see. How do I create an image? Some of the regulars are with Johnny. Johnny's live right now? Johnny's live right now? It's all good. Guess what, guys? When I get my ESPN show, guess where they're all going to be? Guess where they're all going to be? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm telling you, there's something weird with boxing, man, lately. I don't know what. I think it's the fact that it all died down. All the big fights. All the big fight. You know what we'll do? Let's get some. Let's do a panel. Get you guys in here, and then more people will come. There's a panel. You want to jump in? Be my guest. We'll do a little freestyle. Hold on, let me go to my channel, my live. Let me pin this. All right, there we go. Rumor is Calum versus Yard next. Oh yeah. Calum versus no cooking. We'll just rock. We'll rock out. See what happens. See who joins in. We're gonna get people joining in. Just gonna take a few minutes. You know what I'm saying? You know how it works. That's weird. Yeah, man. I've noticed that about like a week, or it's been about a week, and just all the viewership. Like I'm telling you, my Instagram views, instead of hundreds of thousands, I'm only getting 20, 30, 40,000. Like I'm lucky to break 100,000 Instagram views now lately. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Like I go in there right now, go to IG. Yeah, man. Last two posts, 12,000, 12,000, 12, 20, 28. I mean, I haven't had something crack 100,000 since fucking last week. Crazy. So that's just the way it is. It's okay though. It'll come back. Everything circles back in life. That's just the way it is. You guys anybody want to jump in? Get the party started? What's going on? No? Nobody? Okay. Okie dokie. Yeah, where's all the regulars at, man? Like so many are missing. Missing MIA. Everybody's MIA. We got 9 people in here. Only 2 are talking. I don't know what's happening. Shit is weird. You know what I mean? Shit is weird. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I'll hop on. All right, yeah, hop on whenever. Otherwise, maybe we make it a. We got to make it a quick show. Maybe I'll go live on fucking Instagram. I say, hey, what up? I got boots, man. I got boots in a dominant stoppage. What's good? You hitting the weights? I did my 10 rounds. Well, I did 8 actually on the bag. First time in a few days because I was sick. But sweat out the demons temporarily. You guys all know. You guys all know how that works. You get those demons out of you temporarily. Only temporarily. That's how that works. What's up, Berto?
What's up, Marco? Let's get the party started.
Hey, I guess we got no choice. Drier than an old woman's, you know what?
Now, for real, Marco, what's like for real, like what's up lately? I feel like it's like extra dry.
I'm telling you, I'm looking at my Instagram. It's the same shit. It's like boxing. I really believe it kind of peaked with all the Jake Paul and all this shit, and now it's kind of died down. I'm seeing it across like all platforms, even like other content creators. They're getting less numbers too. I don't know.
Damn,
What do you think it is?
that's crazy. I don't know. I feel like Ness been going live during your slots, and it's kind of like messing up the rhythm. Because it's
Well,
like if you
maybe,
have more
but still, he's getting so many less viewers too. So it's like, you know what I mean? I would still get some stragglers, even if he's live. I'll get at least 30 or 40 in here. You know what I mean? And now it's like, ugh.
That's what I've been saying in the comments, Marco. I feel like before we were getting like the evening shows. I feel like the 7 o'clock shows would get like 50 to 80, and
Yeah.
now it's like if it hits
I don't
40,
know.
that's like a win.
I don't know what the fuck's happening. But that's hey man, that's what happened with my business. Same shit. But my business was because of inflation. This, I don't know what this is about, but it'll rebound. I'm not that worried about this. It looks like shit, but it'll rebound. Verse Marco, do you think Boots will stay at 47 if he wins, or go for undisputed? I mean, Verse, he looks like he's about to pass out. He looks like literally like tail. He looks like the Crypt Keeper. That's how skinny he looks. I don't know if that's too old of a reference for you guys, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think he should stay at 47. MEC, what up? Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna
I,
find out.
I think that dude's right, Marco. Boots been looking terrible. Like at the have you seen like photos of him?
Yeah, he looks mad gaunt, skinny, drawn. Yeah, doesn't look good.
And can't Stanionis crack?
I'll be honest, I don't know that much about Stan. I feel like he hasn't fought he's fought like once in like the past 3 years, right? He's barely fought. He's decent. He's decent. He's not like upper top tier knockout power, but he's good. Will you put Boots in my pound for pound list? No, I won't. Do you think fighters should have a weigh-in? I do. I've been saying that for a long time. Not night, but maybe like fuck it. You know what they should do? They should do the weigh-in right before they get in the ring. That'd be dope. Then there's nobody's cutting nothing. That's just what you weigh is what you fight at. He can crack. Okay. Stanionis is a thudding puncher, not explosive. Yeah. I mean, when was the last time he even fought? Stanionis. Let's see. Imantas Stanionis. Oh, he's undefeated. He has 15 fights. So there it is. He only fought once in 3 years. That's what I'm saying. I was exactly right. One fight in 3 years. 60% knockout ratio, not a high one by my standards, but and why was there a draw in the Louis Collazo fight? Oh, because they had a head clash. Okay. Yeah, I didn't realize how unexperienced Stanionis is. Only 15 fights. When did he turn pro? 2017. I mean, that's 8 years already. The link is there if anybody wants to jump in. Boots probably going to lose. He hasn't looked good in his last 2 fights. Yeah, I think he's going to actually flip it around and look good for that reason. We'll have high volume of Boots. Okay. Okay.
I think this is a cherry pick, Marco.
Not really. Like, what other good fighter is at 47?
Mario Barrios.
Ah, I think Stanionis is a little more of a, because he's undefeated, he's a naturally that size. I think that's more of a risk, more of like a real like coming of age fight. I like it if he ended up going for the rest of the belts, but you do have a point. He does. He looks like, yeah, man, come on. What's up, Dave? I'm leaving the gym. Hold on. Do what you gotta do. Collazo couldn't continue from a headbutt, but he looked like shit for 4 rounds. Who looked like shit? Collazo or Stanionis looked like shit? What up? What up? Barrios is a better fighter than Stanionis. Yeah, but Barrios is not as Barrios has lost a few times. He's a smaller guy. I don't think a win against Barrios would hold the same weight as a win against a young, naturally sized lion. But hit the like. What up? Moon, what up? What up? What up? Eddie Hearn doesn't want to pay for Barrios versus Norman. Okay. Marco, this Jersey weather is not it. Neither is this weather. It's fucking pouring rain and 40 degrees here. I'm with you. We're in this. We got the same fucking weather, Mamoon. I hear myself in the background there. Alberta, like a slight delay. Stanionis is just the cheapest of the champs. Okay. You're betting on the stoppage? I believe Stanionis is getting 750K. That would be nice right now. I could really use 750K right now. That'd be nice. Is that a lot, E-Rock? Or are you saying that's not good? Feels like winter. Yeah. I mean, yeah. What's the weather in California? Oh, Alberto's muted. Okay. Jump in, people. We got the link there. Give the ref stopping it. For who? For who? I'd retire to Costa Rica for 750K. You and me both. It's a lot for him. He's always been broke. Yeah, well, aren't we all? Go fight Benavidez. He needs an opponent. Who? Stanionis won't stop coming, and Boots will put hands on him. That's what I'm thinking. How rich would have been if me? Nah, I didn't have it in me, man. I used to regret it too that I never like took a real good crack at fighting. Oh, check this out. My man Fred just sent me this. Look at this. He just sent. I got to thank him. Look at this. I'm pretty sure that's Alexis Arguello and Aaron Pryor's actual signatures on this fucking thing. This is an HBO Sports yearbook from 1997, and it has like all these cool pictures. It's all boxing. It has all these cool pictures in it. Look at that.
That's
Foreman
dope.
knocking it right. My man Fred sent it to me. He said he found it. I think he got it.
How many raffle entries for that one?
What's that?
How many raffle entries are you gonna do for that one? 30?
I don't think I'm gonna raffle this because my man Fred sent it to me. I think he wants me to keep it. So I don't think I'm gonna raffle that. And I gotta double check with him who those signatures are. I believe it's Arguello and Pryor, but I could be wrong. That's dope though, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Marco traded the gloves for the love of his life, guys. Huh? Oh, got it. Damn, pawn that shit. I don't think it would be, honestly, it wouldn't be worth that much. People, like, don't give a fuck about Pryor or Arguello. Damn, Alberto just bounced. Boots passes. Guys, the link is there if you want to jump in. Boots passes the eye test for being a great boxer and should beat Stanionis fairly comfortably, but I also think Stanionis can do to him what Roach did to Davis. I like that. Alberto, how old are you? He already left. He'll come back, he said. Anybody else want to jump in? Be my guest. Be my guest. We'll rock out. We will rock out. Let me get this goal. I didn't even do a goal today. Let's see. 5 super chats. Any color. Within 2 hours. Boom. All right. TCP, what up? I got Stanionis beating Boots. Okay. I don't, but okay. Might hop on later. Okay. Joaquin, what up? What up? Got the link in, guys. Hangout spot out there trying to get going too. Get going what? Oh, he's doing his own live? Boots is fighting this weekend. We're aware of that, Mamooner. Thank you. Thanks, Captain Obvious. No, I'm just playing. But we are aware of that. My brother. We are aware of that. Hey, what's up?
Hey, Marco, can you hear me okay? I'm having to do this call on my phone.
Yes, we hear you just fine. No, that sucked. I'm
Awesome, mate. Thanks,
sorry.
mate. Hey, are you going to be posting the link for a while now? Because as soon as I saw you had the link out there, I thought, oh, I got to jump on for a sec. So,
Yeah, jump
is
on. It
this
was yeah,
Go ahead.
go for it. No, go for it. Yeah.
Well, is this for the week? Is this about the weekend? Is this about the Bivol Benavides news, or what's the topic of
Well,
today?
I don't know what the Bivol benefit. Is there something new that happened besides the fact that they're going to fight? That they're not fighting each other? Is that what you're talking about?
No. I
Oh,
just wondered if there was anything else to talk about there that your viewers wanted to discuss, or is it more about the weekend coming up?
we're just whatever. We're just freestyling. Hey, is one of those? I was at the press conference for the Serrano and Taylor fight, and it's all female card. I could have swore one of them were Australian. Are you New Zealand? You're New Zealand though, right?
Yeah, I'm from New Zealand, and
Were either of them Australian or New Zealand?
not unless one of them was Emily Bridges, the
No, no,
pretty
no, no.
blonde
And
chick.
I know who she is. Trust me.
Yeah. No,
Oh yeah.
that was just for the viewers who don't know. Just in case any of your viewers haven't seen it, go look up Ebony Bridges weigh-ins and try not to laugh your head off at Eddie Hearn's reactions as she's taking her
Ooh,
clothes
I
off.
mean, you can't blame him. Hey, Eon, we got the link posted. You want to jump in? You can't blame him. You
Oh,
know.
no, I don't blame Eddie.
And I didn't
Yeah,
realize
no,
that she's married to Kel Brook. That's her baby dad. Or I don't know if they're married, but that's her baby daddy, right?
yeah, that's very unusual. But I guess about if we're talking about this weekend, I can't wait. I mean, I'd like to. You're one of the best people to ask about this. Looking at Boots Ennis and how he's looked, coming up the ranks, I thought really before the first fight against Chukazian where he looked like he just was bored. Um, I thought we were going to see the second coming of Sugar Ray Leonard based on his athleticism, just how naturally gifted he is. I
You're
mean,
talking
does that
about
sound
Boots.
like an exaggeration or?
Yes, you're talking about Boots.
Yeah.
I would never say Sugar Ray Leonard because nobody, in my opinion, is quite like Leonard. Now, Boots did have 1 in a million kind of skill set, but Leonard was just so different. Like Leonard and Roy, Sugar Ray Robinson, I think those guys are in a flash class of their own. But I get what you're saying. Boots, I agree with you. And I think just because he had a couple not shitty, a couple mortal like performances, people think he's garbage now. I think he's going to show us what he's all about, unless this weight drain has soaked the life out of him.
Yeah, I mean, you said it perfectly. And when the Ray Leonard, I didn't mean, for example, I thought he was going to go and eclipse Ray Leonard's legacy because I don't think anyone's going to eclipse
No,
Ray
not
Leonard.
eclipse, but I know what you mean. I
Yeah,
just don't think I don't think Ray Leonard was. Boots is good, but different. But Ray was a sweet dancing motherfucker. While Boots is more of like he'll walk you down and pound you out.
yeah, and he just looked like Boots is just that much of a naturally gifted athlete. And yeah, you brought up the question of the weight cut. I mean, I've seen. I woke up this morning, New Zealand time, and saw the one of the infamous pictures of him, and I thought it was photoshopped. I mean, he
Yeah.
looks thin, so
Yeah, it looks
it's
gaunt. Yep.
gaunt as hell. And
Yeah.
and when a weight cut is that bad, you do wonder, is that why he's looking less than stellar against fringe contenders, or is it because he's bored because he's fighting guys who can't match him? So
It's
we'll
hard
see.
to
Because
tell, but I don't blame him for taking this fight because he just won this belt and I feel like he wants to defend it. So I don't blame him
yeah,
for taking the fight, but yeah, I think he's overstaying his welcome in this weight class, it seems like.
we'll see. I mean, I mean, you know this because you've been. I mean, you were a part of the sport as a fighter. Like the the criticism that Boots has been getting, it's very much just it's very much just reactionary to the recent news. Because when you turn down a high profile fight, which he did do, that's what people remember, and so you get criticized for it. But him wanting to stay and unify against the other champions, I thought, great, cool. Let's see him do that. We just need to see if these fights can get made. And now
Yeah.
I think Stanionis is the biggest challenge for him. I mean, I want to see him fight. I want to see Boots fight all of these champions, but I do think Stanionis, to me, he stands up a little bit more than Barrios and
Well, you also
Norman.
got, you got all these former lightweights now campaigning, T.O., Haney, Ryan, Rowley, all these guys are pretty much at welterweight now. So,
Yeah.
but that'd be a mismatch because you got guys maybe going a little too high up against somebody who is literally probably smoking crack to stay that thin because he's way bigger. So I mean, he's not really
Yeah.
smoking crack, but like, it's a mismatch. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think they would fight Boots. I know Tio said he would, but uh, you know,
Well, Tio says a lot of things, and I'm all for Tio, and I'm all for these guys moving up, but they've barely moved up to 140 yet. So I'd say let's just wait a bit. I want to see the winner of this fight go up against either Barrios or Norman, whoever can take the fight the quickest. So I
yeah.
think all these fights are good. And yeah, it's just last thing on the weight cut, it's it's questionable whether if Boots has a bad performance and it's down to the weight cut, then fans are inevitably going to say, well, you should move up then. And
Right.
so he'll just have to say, okay, we're going to have to be
We'll see.
undisputed at
We'll
154.
see how he looks,
So
and we'll see how he. You know, we don't know what he's going to look like. Tio's power wouldn't carry. That's hard to tell, Iraq. That's hard to tell. I don't think it would either.
yeah, and shout out to Vlogs. It's hard to say because I mean Tio, he's got the build of somebody who I think can move up and his power can translate. I mean, I'm not saying that he's going to be like Tommy Hearns was in all the weight divisions he moved up to, but I think Tio will be able to punch at 147. But uh, is he going to be the puncher he was at lightweight? No, I mean he was huge compared to those guys. So it's
That's how it happens,
I
man.
mean Tio's got a lot to prove against Barboza, so
That's
let's wait
happened
and see
so
what.
many times in history where guys, when they first turn pro, they're knocking everybody out, and then as they naturally their bodies mature, get heavier, fill out, the knockouts all slow down. So like that's a true knockout puncher to me, is somebody who has had those knockouts throughout the entire journey through all the weight classes.
Yeah, and I've had this conversation with a lot of people about Benavides, people who are more critical of him than I am, because I called the Morel fight on your channel, and I was throughout the fight I was really impressed with how he adapted because his power wasn't the same as it was at super middleweight. People say, "Oh, he's not the Mexican monster." I'm like, cool. I'm glad that he's showing more skills. Uh, because I mean, I'd love for him to be a knockout artist like he was at super middleweight,
Yeah.
but I mean, this as a former fighter, when your power isn't the same as it was at at the lower weights, you have to show more skills, and he's done that. So, and he's got the ability to show more
I
skills as
mean,
well. But
I'll be
yeah,
honest. To me, Benavidez' power still looks very good, just because he didn't knock out Vosdick or who was the last guy he just fought?
Morale.
Morel. He looked like he had good power to me. He looked like he had good power. You know, Benavidez was always a kind of a chopping guy. He would chop you down, even at super middle. He had very few one-shot knockouts. He would chop you down like Johnny Appleseed. So, you know, I don't think much has changed. I really don't. People say, well, you know, he's a weight bully. Let's see what he does. Well, Vosdick has an 80+% knockout ratio, which all those of you who follow my formula, that is in an excellent category status. And Vosdick is somebody who almost killed Adonis Stevenson. Gave him a brain bleed.
Yeah,
That's how hard he punches. And he
uh,
couldn't, his shots did nothing to Benavidez. So to me, that
yeah, and
showed, you know, he's durable for that weight
oh
class.
yeah. Sorry, sorry to interrupt, but I just wanted to ask you: do you know if did Adonis Stevenson recover from that? Because most
Yeah,
fighters
yeah.
don't.
No, he got lucky. I follow him. We've chatted a couple times. I followed him. He recovered. It seems like almost fully. He's alive. He has an Instagram. You know, you can check. Yeah, no, he recovered. But it was I think he was in a coma for a few days. It was fucked up. It was very scary for a while. But I think he went through physical therapy and did everything. And I think he's pretty much, you know, when you see him on video, he looks like he lost maybe a little step, but overall almost a full recovery.
Okay, that's good. No, it's just I remember that. I mean, I remember back then I wasn't the hardcore fan I was now, but no, I was very impressed with Bosdick, and also um, we I didn't realize how much bigger he was physically against Benavidez than he was when he was in his prime. The difference was ridiculous. So
Yeah.
definitely on all kinds of supplements. Like he had more than Victor Conti in his corner for that fight. But yeah, no, Benavidez. This is why I would have picked him, and I'm still picking him to beat Bivol if they do fight. But you know, that's for another day. I mean, I love what we're getting with the welterweights right now, and this heavyweight news is very kind of interesting.
What
But
news?
I oh well, Usyk's team had put in an official petition to try and keep their WBO belt while they go after Dubois again. So
They
we'll
want to
see.
fight
To
Dubois again. That's official.
Yeah, they want to fight him, but they also want to keep their WBO title. So
I
we'll
saw
see.
today too that Jake Paul and Carl Froch have agreed or are trying to get an exhibition down. And the terms, I don't know if anybody's heard this, but the terms are 100% of the proceeds got to go to charity, and they're gonna fight, which I'm surprised because Froch has been calling them out. This is an interesting one because while a young Froch would dismantle Jake Paul, an old Froch who's also naturally smaller, isn't Froch? He was a super middleweight, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Not only that, but he was a lean super middleweight. Like just the people want to look it up. If we all know Canelo Alvarez is short, but what makes him a big, or what made him a big middleweight was that he's built like a tank. Carl Froch was a very very lean fighter.
Slim. And I'll
So
tell you, I don't know if you've heard this. I've said it 1,000 times. I was in front of Bud and Canelo during this Ring Magazine event like 3 weeks ago. I met them both, talked to them. But the point is, not that I'm name dropping, although Bud did come up to me and say, "Yo, I know you." Like he recognized, he knew who I was, which was dope. So
awesome, man.
when the greatest pound fighter in the world knows who you are, you're doing something right. But besides that, what caught me off guard was that Bud was not only a couple inches taller than Canelo, but he seemed like a bigger framed person, which shocked me. Like Canelo looked about 165 to me. Bud looked about 185 in person. Like he had him by he looked like he was at least 15, 20 pounds heavier. And his head, his skeletal structure, not like he was a just bulked up Bud, but Bud's head looked bigger than Canelo's. Like he looked like just a bigger person. So that made me question everything because we're all on the premise like, well, Canelo's main advantage is his size, but is it?
Well, I guess I got to give my 2 cents on that fight then. So because I didn't know that what you just mentioned. I mean, I know that Canelo is or should I give my should I go back to the Froch Jake Paul fight?
Do whatever you want. And guys listening, if you want to click the link, go ahead. I'm taking callers, but go ahead. Whichever
Yeah.
one you want to click on.
Well, I guess. Yeah. Paul and Froch. I mean, if it goes to charity, then look, anything that's going to go to charity, good stuff. So hats off to both of them if that happens. And yeah, I mean, Froch is still very healthy. I mean, so much smaller than Jake Paul. Like again, even in his prime, he was a very slender guy. So like he was like Tommy Hearns at welterweight, but without the knockout power. So
Okay.
yeah, we'll see. But yeah, what you just said about Crawford Canelo, very interesting because I mean I didn't know Crawford was actually taller than Canelo. I mean I know Canelo again, short guy but built like a tank.
It looked like a couple
I
inches even. It wasn't. It looked to me. It
wow.
looked. Canelo looked about 5'7". Crawford maybe about 5'9". Tops maybe. Yeah, maybe like an inch and a half. Maybe Canelo's like 5'7.5", and Crawford's about 5'9". And Crawford might have even 5'9". Yeah, he was like 2-3 inches shorter than me, something like that. Yeah, yeah. Surprised. I was shocked. And you know what's funny? On my show, not but a week before I actually met them in person, we had somebody call in, and he was like, "Yo." He's like, I don't like some of your takes on Bud. I'm like, what do you mean? He was like, well, he's like, I know Bud personally. I have his number. He's like, what if I told you that Bud's not as small as you think he is? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, Bud walks around at like 185. And I'm like, really? I'm like, well, if you said that, then that might change my opinion. He goes, well, I'm telling you. That next day, Bud puts out that picture of him on the scale being 187 or whatever. So this guy said it before the picture came out. And then I meet him in person on top of that, and I'm like, yeah, this motherfucker's 180 something for sure. So,
Wow.
it's interesting.
Well, damn. You know what? I guess I'm gonna have to call in next time I call in. I'm gonna have to ask about this because I thought him being around 180 was. I thought I thought he did that photo when he was wearing heavy clothes because I just thought how could he be 180 and also cut down to welterweight? I mean,
That's what I was thinking. That's exact. When the guy told me that, I'm like, so you're telling me he's dropping 30 or 40 pounds for the last 12 years? Like, but you got crazy. Bud is one of those, like, I don't think he drinks. I don't think he smokes. He's one of those people that, like, his vice is boxing, like how Hopkins was. You got these dudes who don't drink or smoke. Floyd Mayweather. They are so fucking disciplined. I could see him. That's just part of his thing. Nope.
oh,
Box fight.
for sure. He's a pure athlete through and through. I just yeah. The idea of if he was really cutting that much weight, I mean, that is very interesting. I mean, he didn't. The funny thing is, he didn't actually look smaller than Errol Spence when they fought. Like he looked bigger. But you just mentioned the discipline of Crawford as an athlete. Spence, we know, was very undisciplined and blows up, blows up, thins down again, and we know over. We just know from life experience.
Yeah.
If you're not very disciplined, like being disciplined, especially as much as Crawford does, your muscles just become denser. So
Mm-hmm.
still, that's I mean, as far as the Canelo fight, my 2 cents on that is I've always maintained that I felt there's no way, or I shouldn't say no way, very unlikely Crawford can win because size matters, and Canelo, as we know, is an excellent
That's
body
what I
puncher.
thought. But what about now?
Yeah.
What about now? The size isn't necessarily, it might not be as a bigger discrepancy as we think.
Well, that is, yeah, going to be very interesting. Because another thing I thought, I mean, I keep saying interesting. I don't know because I thought if Crawford is actually going to put size on, then that's definitely going to slow him down. I mean, we've talked about this a lot on your show, Marco. When Roy Jones moved up and fought John Ruiz, I mean, he was lightning fast compared to Ruiz, but he was so much slower than he was when he was at light heavyweight because putting on size does do that. So I if he was going to put on size, I thought, well, I don't know if that's a good idea. And, size matters, body shots particularly slow you down. But, I mean, I've also maintained that as long as Crawford can stay in the fight, this fight's competitive. I've compared it to Roberto Duran pushing Marvin Hagler all the way. But what up, Vlogs?
Real
What up,
quick.
My
guys?
brother.
Vlogs is showing the gloves that he won from this raffle. Show him. There's no light in there though. What are you gonna? Fucking hookah lounge. What are you doing?
Congrats, vlogs.
Kalia, what up, girl? Oh, now it's totally dark. There they are. You took them out of the fucking plastic? Okay.
I did for a little bit, yeah.
Okay, that's all on you. Those are yours. You do whatever you want with them. Do whatever you want with them. Now these are next. We got to get these out, and then I'm not gonna raffle this. My boy just sent it to me. My man Fred, who used to come in here. That's a Alexis Arguello, I believe, and an Aaron Pryor signature. I think that's authentic on that. My man Fred sent it to me, and he didn't. He was just like, "Yo, I mailed you something." He didn't want to tell me what it is, so I got to ask him if that's what I think it is. But what's up, E-Rock? What's going on?
Just chilling, man. Just got off the gym. Chilling.
Yeah, I did my 10 rounds today. Yeah, man. That Frock Jake Paul thing will be interesting. That'll be interesting. The Frock Jake Paul thing. Jake also, if you they might fight exhibition. Carl Froch, who was
that's right. That's right.
He's like 40 something now, so he's old, but in good shape. And Jake Paul also yesterday confirmed that he was going to fight Tank. Like it was happening. I knew it was happening.
I was just about to ask you that. That's crazy.
Yeah, he kind of confirmed it. And so he's like, let them rematch and we'll get it on. And Jake Paul's a genius in a way because he beats Tank, who's known as the scariest puncher in boxing, and he knows it's like, okay, I'm way bigger. But since I'm so much less experienced, it almost evens out, so I deserve credit. And he almost has a point. Almost. What do you think?
I think so, too.
Yeah. Right? Like, Tank is so fast. I feel like if he can even hit, like, I don't think I think it'll be hard for him to land on Tank. Like, if he lands, he could hurt him, but how could he hit this fucking guy?
He's around the age, around the height of, I believe, Mario Barrios, right? Like 6 feet.
Who?
Jake Paul?
6 feet, I believe. Yeah. But, you're right.
Yeah, but Jake Paul's also Jake Paul also walks around like a cruiserweight size, so it's
I saw him yesterday in person. He did not look. He looked about 185 to me yesterday in person. He didn't look that heavy.
Oh, sure.
He was
that's
smaller than the Tyson fight for sure.
Okay, maybe he got off his cycle. Who knows?
Oh shit, it's possible. That jawline is protruding.
I mean, he didn't really get hurt versus Mike Tyson, so.
I really think he was holding Mike Tyson up. I really believe he could have knocked Mike Tyson out because Tyson's knees were shot.
Oh, for sure. Mike Tyson was pretty much 60. I'm going to head off, but thanks for having me on, Marco. Vlogs,
right.
Peace out, brother. And look forward to being on next time. Peace out.
Yeah, of course. Good day. Or good night. Good night.
Good night.
De La Hoya or Zoo? I got Hoya, man. I got De La Hoya. I think De La Hoya would have just been. I think very few people at 40 or 47 beat De La Hoya in history. I'm not even so sure Floyd could have beaten a De La Hoya 7-8 years younger than when they actually fought each other. What do you think?
At what weight were they fighting?
47.
47?
Yeah, but like, what if that Floyd fought that De La Hoya who was 8 years younger? Like I say that always about like Roy and Kalzaki. Or, if Kalzaki would have fought Roy 10 years earlier, Roy would have killed him, I think.
And I believe Floyd was moving up in weight, right?
No, he was at 47. He stayed at 47. He did one fight, I believe, at 54. Well, it was against Canelo, 52 catch weight. Mm-hmm. But they were fighting for the junior middleweight belt.
Right.
Yeah. E-Rock, let's see those gloves. They want to see the gloves.
Yo.
I got this box right here I'm mailing that out tomorrow for Clarissa. There they go. Oh, what the fuck is that? There they go. There they go. Yeah, those are. Bud can beat Canelo. It's called skills. Okay, well, we'll find out. TCP. Now we agree on something. Let you in a second.
And what do you think about Boots Marco, you think he? Because I don't think he could beat any of the champions at 154 if he does move up,
I think he can.
like a
Look,
Bakram, like a well, he's not champion no more, but Madrimov. Um,
by the way, Wonderland, I love that fantasy matchup. I don't know. Ricardo Lopez, those of you who don't know, 51 and 0. 51 and 0. Better than Floyd Mayweather in terms of unbeaten and wins, but he had one draw. So that's why they don't count him. I think Boots, I still think Boots is one of the greatest fighters. I know he looked, mortal his last couple fights, but I'm not throwing him under the bus because he had 2 fights where he wasn't looking amazingly spectacular. I felt like he was in Philly trying to show off, and I felt like the being in front of his hometown threw off his game plan. That's what it seemed like to me.
right. It's always a curse, right?
What's your question, Clea? Yeah, exactly. What's your question? He gets hit too often. Boots, not before that though. Do you ever remember him getting hit a lot before these last couple fights? I don't.
He would be really slick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm like, I don't know why he's trying to switch it up now. It's like, bro, like just keep it how you used to fight.
Well, I mean, who's at 54? Okay, Virgil Ortiz. I wouldn't even say Crawford because he's just waiting
When
for Canelo.
Fundora,
Fundora.
Backroom, Madrimov.
Damn, that's a lot.
Yeah, so it's
I think Boots has the
um,
skill to beat all of them. I'm not saying he will, but I think he has the skill to beat all of them. Triple G let himself get hit a little. Yeah, well, Triple G also, I think I put this out as a poll. Triple G is the only fighter I could think of who's never been down in sparring, in a fight, amateur or pro. Never. The only one I could think of. There's probably a couple out there, but of all the legends,
mhm.
he's you believe that? He's never been down once. I hit up Roy Jones the other day, and I was thinking, because you know how Roy started, once he got knocked out, he started being able to start going down very easily. So I'm like, I wonder how psychological this is. So I'm like, I wonder if Roy was ever down before he ended the prime of his career, right? He had one knockdown during his prime against Lou Del Val, flash knockdown. But I'm like, I wonder if he was down at all coming up, sparring, anything. So I hit him up, and I asked him, and he said he had never, ever been down, even in sparring, up until the Del Val fight. So to me, of course, he could be lying. I don't think he is. It just shows psychologically, like some guys, once they go get knocked out, they just can't. It's like some shit you can never unsee it. And
Right.
now in your head, there's always that like, oh fuck, if the right button gets pressed, I might drop.
You think that's the same thing's happening to Haney, or could happen?
It could,
His next fight?
sure, it could, because that was a very shocking.
Yeah, being bullied for like what, a year?
But he kept getting up. Like I wonder if Roy's is worse because he was just out, one punch out.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, it can happen. But then you got guys who go down and it does nothing, nothing
Right.
to them. So I think it's all about the specific fighter and what they've been through. Never been
And then
down, even in Kazakhstan as a kid.
another
Raw
good
dog.
example too, Tim Tszyu, right? He did it. He had a good
He'd never been
comeback.
down.
No, I'm saying, despite him going down and getting knocked out, his previous fight, he came back and performed pretty
He
well.
looked good. Yeah, he looked
Yeah.
good. And his would be one where I think that would fuck you up because it was almost like I don't think he even remembers a fight. Do you remember him afterwards? They were interviewing him. He was like, I don't know what happened. Right? He didn't know what just happened.
Uh,
He almost felt like he was going to cry. Like I felt horrible for him actually.
it was in his hometown, and I believe his dad was there,
Dad
right?
was there. His dad's never at any of his fights.
It was a curse, man. Hometown
Hey,
curse.
look, his dad's been knocked the fuck out. This guy named Vince Phillips. I'm about to do a video on it. Knocked Costa Tszyu out when Costa Tszyu was at his peak. Like after Tszyu knocked out Zab and was just not. It happened to him too. He got knocked out, down, and then got up and was just getting pummeled. He was in the ropes, fucking helpless, like almost like Tommy Morrison. And the ref had to come in and stop it.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So it happens to the best of them.
Hey, and the whole situation with Roy, he started going downhill after he moved back down in weight.
Yes,
Yeah.
his claim was that putting on 25 pounds of muscle and then
Hmm.
losing 25 pounds of muscle
Oh
fucked
yeah,
with the
it's a
whole
total.
homeostasis of his body. I don't know why. Like the body is such a complex, beautiful thing that really adapts and adjusts to everything. So I get if he did it too quick, but then like the
Hmm.
first fight, fine. But then why would his? They say it causes permanent damage doing that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I mean, and I've talked to other fighters who agree. I've never done that before, so I can't talk about it. But like, why would gaining muscle and losing muscle affect you permanently? Like, I get, maybe for that fight because you're tired, but why would it affect you for the rest of your life?
Hmm. That's crazy. I
I
feel
don't,
like
I
it
don't.
doesn't affect women as much, from what I hear.
Well, I mean, oh, you mean women in everyday life or fighting boxers?
Fighting, like moving up in weight.
Oh, man, I don't fucking know. You're asking the wrong person. See, I think losing muscle is hard on your nervous system. Permanently, though, Mo? Like, can you guys think of one thing that you do to your body that'll permanently affect you besides, years of alcohol abuse or drug abuse or something? It maybe is losing weight like that. Like I know dudes who do a lot of coke or whatever, certain things fuck your heart up. Maybe dropping weight once, dropping 25
Mhm.
pounds once, can that really drain you and make you tired and have no chin for the rest of your life? Because that's what's basically being claimed.
Yeah.
Hold it down for me for 1 second, Vlogs. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
All right, but
My bad. I'm back. All right. So where were we at here? What did he do? He just left? Okay. I think it's time. It's the time frame in which the weight is dropped. It's not usually a slow progressive weight loss. Right, but why would it permanently? Yeah, I know. I see. I don't know where he went. Why would it permanently affect somebody? That's the one thing I don't get. Oh, he just went in. What happened to you?
I don't know. I just logged out.
Oops. Oh shit. Okay, you're back. Yeah. Why would it permanently affect somebody? That I don't get that, but I've heard people say it. So but there's been dudes who've gone up and down in weight. It didn't permanently affect them, or maybe
But
not.
how much weight though?
It was only 25 pounds.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Is it?
I mean, that's jumping from like 175 to
200.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's that much, but again, I don't know. I believe he had a lot of mileage on him. That's my theory. What's
Mhm.
up? Get out of here. That's my theory. He had a lot of mileage on him. That's what I think. It's also how they do it.
Right.
How they do it. Okay. I mean, Roy seemed to do everything copacetic.
At what age did he retire?
Roy,
Mm-hmm.
he just had a fight last year. He's not even retired yet fully. He literally just had a fight last year.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's too much. He's really, you know, it's too much. Thanks for having me. Of course, Ali's doctor said he used weight burning pills to cut weight for the Holmes fight, and it made him worse. Why would a heavyweight need to cut weight? That doesn't make sense, Mo. Why the fuck would Ali cut weight? Because he was fat, so he didn't want to look bad? Is that what you're saying? What's up, Clarissa? Clarissa, let me show you something. Ugh, there it is. This is coming to you. It's in a CVS box. I'm sending it out tomorrow. Coming to you. Coming your way to Texas. And then we got this thing here. Anybody who wants to put in raffles, please do so. Then the next event, next thing I'm going to raffle, I'm thinking this. Would you guys like a bobblehead, like an Ali bobblehead? There's a couple bobbleheads I could get my hands on. Or no? Is that stupid? Talk to me. Ali was chubby, out of shape before Holmes' fight. Yes. Okay. I asked for a raise at work now that I am a belt holder. Okay. I asked for a job. So what's worse, not getting a raise or not having a job? I'm just saying. Damn, you still ain't said. Nah, I didn't. I was sick, Rob. Sick up until today was the first day I was better. But now my wife and son were sick. So, but I'm gonna drop it off. I got the labels printed, paid for. I just got to drop it at the post office. I'm good to go. So it's coming. It's coming your way. Coming your way. $100 insurance comes with the shipping. Comes with it. So, I mean, it's probably worth more than that, but whatever. Hopefully they don't bust it up. And now we got to get these gloves. So what do you guys think? You think bobbleheads would be cool? I'm trying to figure out the next thing I want to raffle off. I'm thinking the WBC belt, not this one, but another one, a new one. Or I'm thinking a Muhammad Ali or a Mike Tyson bobblehead. What do you guys think? Talk to me. CJ, you want to jump in? The link is pinned. You let me know. You let me know, kid. Clarissa, selfish of you to keep it. I mean, I don't know about that. He's back.
I'm trying to text and be on the live at the same time.
Oh, it's not working?
No.
Okay. Yeah, so nobody's answering me though. Bobbleheads or another belt? What's better? Nothing? Nobody? All right. I'll see what comes my way. Or maybe more gloves? But I can't get grants. At least not again. Those are difficult. Very difficult to get. But I can get gloves like that kind of shit. These are pretty cool, man. Especially if you're an actual fighter. Those are really good sparring gloves. Vlogs, meet me at Arlington Park for sparring session. Bring the gloves. Is that like a homosexual bathhouse? I hope not. Arlington, isn't Arlington in what's Arlington the capital of? Somewhere in the South, right? Arlington, North Virginia, South Virginia. No, where the fuck is what's the capital? Arlington, the capital of?
Shit.
I gotta look it up now. Arlington capital. Somebody's gonna say it before I get it. Arlington. Maybe it's not the capital of anything.
Texas.
Capital state. Let's see. Washington, D.C. No. Arlington, capital. Oh, nothing. Maryland? I guess it's not the capital of anything. It's a city somewhere, though. VA of Virginia. Okay. I knew it. Texas. All right. Arlington is where Dallas Cowboys play. It's next to Dallas and Fort Worth. There we go. So VA. So there's a bunch of Arlingtons. Again, guys, the link is there if anybody wants to join in. We're just rocking out freestyle. Why not, right? Talking about all kinds of shit. I fine-tuned my pitch for the ESPN meeting. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to really come in with like a whole explaining how popular boxing used to be, how the heavyweight champion back in the day was the most popular and famous and loved athlete in the world, and how it's changed, and now how there's a recent insurgence of boxing thanks to guys like Jake Paul and Turki Al-Sheikh, and a whole new, fresh fan base, a younger pop culture-ish fan base, thanks to these people. And it's really striking while the iron is hot now is important because we can grab all these younger new viewers. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm going to go into other things. I also want to add to the pitch a top 5 list and a fact of the day. I think history is kind of fun. So top 5, you know, whatever, top 5 greatest chins of all time. Boom. And we talk about it. Or go into when I do the classics, but make sure grab fights with like really rich history behind them. Like, you know, when Holmes and Jerry Cooney fought, he was called the Great White Hype, Cooney, right? And it was a weird kind of racial divide. So much so to where president at the time, Ronald Reagan, got a little red presidential phone and had the Secret Service put it in Jerry Cooney's locker room. And if Jerry Cooney wins, he was going to call him to congratulate him. That's not to Holmes, just Cooney. Like, that's mad racist. Of course, he ended up losing, so he, you know, Reagan never called him. But shit like that, like those are cool stories that come behind a lot of fights and matchups.
Who has a better chin, Marco? Bivol or Beterbiev?
I'd have to say Bivol because Bivol's never been down, right?
That's right.
And Beterbiev has been down a couple times.
Yeah, like 3 times.
But you also have to take into consideration Beterbiev puts himself in position to go down, whereas Bivol doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, what up, Bob? Bob, you want to call in? Links there. Anybody? Yeah. So it's hard to tell, but I guess on paper it has to be Bivol.
Mm-hmm.
Although Bivol looked like he was about to take a knee a couple times in that first fight, not really the second one.
Yeah, look how he got hurt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, versus Pascal, he was hurt too.
Who was Beterbiev?
Bivol.
Was he?
Yeah.
Pascal was a good fighter.
Yeah,
The punch. He's a Canadian, I believe, right? French Canadian?
I think so.
Or
Some
no,
black,
maybe not Canadian. He's
some black guy.
Yeah, black guy, but I think he was Jean Pascal. Let me see. He is Haitian Canadian. Okay, so I was right. Haitian Canadian. Bivol got hurt to the body. Just like Usyk always gets hurt to the body. But nobody can seem to take full advantage of Usyk's body. We'll see what Dubois does. Dubois arguably should have got a knockdown against Usyk. Some people even think a knockout.
It should have been a knockout.
Well, I don't go with knockout for the same reason why I don't think Tank fight can be overturned, because let's say Tank, that should have been a knockdown, but we don't know how both fighters would have reacted if it was officially called a knockdown. Same thing with Usyk. We don't know if there's a ref counting in his face. If he would have, first of all, if he was faking, or if he just would have grabbed his balls and got up anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't know how he would have reacted, but we do know that he went down from the punch. So in my opinion, knockdown for sure, but not knockout. Mm-hmm. Although it did look like the motherfucker couldn't get up. Like, I'm with you. He was shaking. Yeah. His fucking hand was shaking. He was down for like a good, like 30, a minute maybe? He was down for a while. Well over 10 seconds, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I feel like shit tonight. Lines are never open when I'm feeling ferocious.
Cap.
What do you mean? What are you sick? What's the problem, CJ? What, you down? What's the deal? What is the deal? Jersey Bob, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going, you know, it's been better, been worse. How about you?
You can hear me? I got my job is going to the fights.
Oh, nice. The Boots fight.
Yeah, he's taking his dad.
Why don't you go?
I'm just got stuff to do. And it's on the zone, so I'm just gonna watch it. I went to the last one in Philly. I took my wife, my son and his girlfriend.
Oh, nice.
Other son and buddy, my son's friend and his girlfriends. We had a group went to the Philly fight.
Nice.
But yeah, I got some stuff to do. Hopefully, the next fight he'll get Brian Norman in the area. I'll go to that one.
I hope. Yeah, I don't like going to fights unless I'm sitting right up there. Like I'm at the age now where I'm like, I am not like it's not worth it for me unless I'm sitting right up there. I don't know about you. That's how I feel.
We had good seats. We weren't like ringside, but it was good. It was fun, nice, and we saw Bam. Bam. Now, my son Nate is one of his favorite fighters. Bam. So,
Oh yeah. Wait, you saw him? He was fighting, or he was just in attendance?
on the undercard of Boots' last fight.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Harlem World, what up?
Yeah, it was So, man, a lot of people picking Stanionis, man. I'm shocked.
Yeah, I don't because Boots looked like you were at the fight. He was getting touched a lot. He couldn't knock him out, right? I think that's why.
I mean, that's just we've all done sports. You beat somebody the first time, you come the second time, you're like, well, I'm gonna win this one. Take him a little lightly. The dude fought one of his best fights. He fought differently. I mean, it happens. He still, I mean, whatever you say, he still won the fight. He won at least 8 or 9 of the rounds.
Yeah, no, he won easily. They just, we're used to seeing Boots be a magician, and he definitely wasn't the magician. It looked more like the rabbit jumping out of the magician's hat, maybe. So I think people criticize him for that because he set the bar so high with what he's been doing his whole career.
Yeah. So, but I just don't see it. Stanionis is a nice fighter. He's decent, pretty good. Boots, I think, is great. That's just I think he's a great fighter. It's a different level.
Check this out, Bob, real quick. I believe that's Alexis Arguello, and that's Aaron Pryor's signatures. How fucking cool is that?
Where'd you get that from?
My man Fred, who comes in the room, he hasn't been in a while, but you guys, if he sent it to me. He didn't even tell me. He texts me. He goes, "Yo, I'm sending you something I found hidden, something of mine, and I thought you might like it." Now, I didn't know what it was, and it came today. So I'm waiting to ask him, but I'm almost and it's from 1997. It's at HBO Sports, like covering a whole bunch of cool fucking fights. This is what we did before internet for you young kids. It was all pictures like this. I mean, it's so dope. Look at that.
That's
and
nice.
The back of it, HBO Sports, and this is like embossed. It's so dope.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, right. I don't even know. Celebrating 25 years of boxing, HBO Sports. And if these, I mean, right? That's Alexis A, I'm assuming. And that looks like Aaron Pryor up top, doesn't it? But I can't tell because they fought each other. So that's what I'm guessing.
Looks like their signatures, yeah.
It does. So, and I'm not going to raffle that off. I'm just I thought you might give a shit because you're in my age range. Yeah, what's up, Shane?
Couldn't get that away because that's stuff you can't replace.
Right. No, I'm not raffling it, Raw Dog. I'm not doing that. I think it would have upset my man first off, but also like, I'm not doing that. Plus, let's be honest. I don't think anybody would give a fuck. Like, for us older dudes, it's cool, but I don't think it would sell for much anyway, even if I wanted to. You know what I mean? Half the people don't even know who Aaron Pryor is, which is a crime in itself.
Yeah, even my sons watch boxing. They don't know who Aaron Pryor is.
Nah. Well, how old are your kids?
25 and 19.
Damn, you started young. Good for you.
But yeah, they watched the fights. Like I said, we went to Wilder's fight in New York.
Which one? Which one?
Caleb Plant put my man in the ground.
Yeah, that's a fight I was at. I might have been right. That's a fight I was at, and the energy for the Wilder fight was wild, wasn't it?
Yeah, they that made both my sons love boxing. That night they had a great time. So
I'll tell you, nothing. This is a fight I was at, which you'll appreciate, Bob. I was at Kevin Kelly versus Prince Nassim at the Garden. That's by far the most electric energy I've ever been to in a fight. Crazy.
That fight, I was watching that. Right there. Huh? But my brother was. We had a bunch of people over there. That was
Say again? He froze. E-Rock, you there?
Yep.
Yeah, he froze. There he is. He's back. You froze up, Bob. Say it again.
Hello, I froze for a second.
Yeah, you froze. Say again. What were you saying?
Yeah, I was saying, I was watching that fight. I had people at my house, a different house than this, but I had a bunch of people at my house watching that. That was an amazing fight. That night was great.
That was amazing. I mean, and the energy, half
It's,
of the arena. I was sitting next to Prince Nassim's fucking brother, his actual brother. Half of the crowd were Brits who flew in from England. And then the other half, and I felt bad because I trained with Kevin Kelly growing up. My father's from Flushing, but I still was rooting for Prince in that fight. But either way, they both, every time each one of them would get knocked down, half the audience would sit and the other half will get up. And it just kept going, kind of like that scene in Harlem Nights. Do you remember that when they fought? Yeah, it was just like that. Crazy.
Yeah, I know. When the Prince came in dancing and everything, people were in boxing land like, what's this? We never seen. I mean, it's just the showmanship. People don't have that anymore.
No, and you know what that is? That was bringing money for the first time to the lighter weight classes. Prince has to get the credit for that. No, featherweights weren't making money like that before him.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So for the pitch, just go for it.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard. I want to add in a top 5 list every show. Whatever the category may be, best chins, best trilogies, whatever. And then I want to add a fact of the day, which I think will be fun. Just whatever fact comes to mind. Like did you guys know that the word boxing is of unknown origin? They don't know. Nobody could trace back why boxing is called boxing because it's such a weird name, right? Things like that. I think things like that will be fun. And then, of course, I want to really focus on the classics. That'll be, I'm hoping, the real gold there because, they own so much old school footage. And we have lulls in boxing. There's not always shit to talk about. But if you could dig into the crates, it's a different story.
I was wondering, ESPN is getting rid of Top Rank, but are they getting rid of boxing?
Well, that's what I was worried about. But Bob, let me ask you, if they're getting rid of boxing, why the fuck are they meeting with me?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I was worried about that. That's why I was like, I reached out to them and I was like, but yeah, so maybe they just want to get rid of that. Maybe that contract was, maybe they want to focus on a show like what I'm doing. They want to keep it simple in studio. It's not very expensive. I don't know. I don't know.
Monday.
We'll find out Monday. Yeah, we'll find out. I hope it, I'm trying not to put too much. I've done pitches before, so I'm kind of used to it, but I don't know what situation I'm going into. Like, I'm meeting with 4 of the top producers, so it's a real, actual. This isn't just like a little bullshit. It's like an actual pitch meeting. So that's a big deal.
Yeah, I'm joking with you sometimes, but all seriousness, you might have to get back in the ring to draw this attention you need. I know you don't, and boxing's hard, but you might have to get back in that ring.
I don't want to. Like, I don't want to. And who the fuck? Like, I'm not big enough for anybody who would give a shit about me fighting anyway.
It would
you know what I mean?
It's like a publicity stunt.
That's not really my thing. It's not really my thing. Like I like. Yeah, it's not really my thing. I don't want to do that. I'd rather just keep grinding the way I'm doing. I get what you mean though. Like, it would definitely, but who am I going to fight? At least Sekback?
Ness. You could fight Ness.
Oh, I'd love to fight Ness, but that would be for free, and that would be in my backyard here with no cameras.
I'm not gonna fight you. It would have to be one of these celebrities who actually can't fight.
At least Sekback, I'll fight him.
Me and my wife boxing lessons.
Say again?
I had one fight in my career.
Oh yeah?
Me and my wife were taking boxing lessons, and this place, it was in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and they were having fights. So
okay.
I know. So I'm like, I'm not fighting. I'm not getting in the ring. But this guy who was like 10 to 15 pounds less than me wanted to fight me. Now, I have to say, he's a Caucasian guy. So I went and watched him. He couldn't fight at all. So I'm like, fighting him. I'm like, whatever, I'll get in there. These two young guys fought before me. They came back all bruised up. I said, that's not happening to me. So anybody who thinks boxing eat. So I go out there. I think I'm Mike Tyson. I threw everything I had for 30 seconds.
You were spent.
I've never been that tired. My leg. Now, luck, it was three 2-minute rounds. 30 seconds, I was done. Like, really done.
Yeah.
So I knew enough, and the dude was too small. So I was just throwing fake punches and grabbing him. And I forced.
You didn't quit. You didn't quit.
Oh, the ref had to separate it. I was holding the guy. I was bigger than him. I was holding him, and the ref had to like separate us and push us apart.
But
so
you didn't quit. You kept going.
No, I got through. I held like the rest of the fight.
Whatever. You don't quit. That's the point. Like, I get it. Okay.
So,
and then what happened?
I said, I'll never fight again. I was like, I'm never getting in this ring again.
So
but
you lost?
That's the only reason I got in the ring.
You lost?
I wanted to fight because he couldn't fight. And he didn't know how to fight. I knew enough boxing. He didn't hit me. Because like I said, I was throwing fake punches and grabbing him. I kept holding him. I kept throwing little punches. I had no power on him. And I held him. And I kept holding him. And he couldn't hit me. He couldn't land any punches. He didn't know how to fight.
And that's why experience is so important. If you would have done that 2, 3, 4 more times, you wouldn't have gotten nearly as tired because all your adrenaline, all the nerves, all that drains you. You would have gotten more used to it, and then you'd be able to go a whole round before you're tired, and then 2 rounds before you're tired. You know what I mean? That's why I tell people experience is priceless.
But you know, I'm like, I'm gonna knock this guy out.
Hey, Bob.
I had to knock him out in the first 30 seconds, and then the rest of it. So then after it was over, like I was like, I'll never get in the ring. I was like, it's not for me, you know, because you don't know what that feeling. When you don't know that feeling till you in there, and like you said, my legs were gone. I couldn't move.
Hey, Bob.
But like I said, lucky I watched enough boxing where I'm like, this guy, I'm not letting this guy hit me.
Yeah. What do you want to say, E-Rock?
I was gonna ask you, did he train?
Did I train
For that fight?
No, the guy, your opponent.
No, I'm asking Bob.
Did you train? Yeah, did you train? Yeah.
Both taking lessons at this place. I mean, big professional. We were both. This guy named Bristol Jenkins was his brother fought on ESPN. His brother was like a football player, big football player. Fought on ESPN, got knocked out.
What was it? An actual amateur fight or just a sparring session?
It was just for their gym. It
wasn't. Okay. And you had your family and shit come out to watch, friends and all that?
So, but now we both were training, but I didn't train. I mean, I just thought, you know, I was younger. I thought I was in shape. I was in boxing shape. Like, this different. I played basketball, you know, I wasn't in any boxing, but I figured, no, it can't be that hard.
CJ, what up?
Yo. You know, I had to pull up. Like I said, I'm feeling like shit, but not too bad, man.
What's the problem? You sick?
Fuck you. Hey,
no,
every day
above. What do you mean you're feeling bad?
No, just some personal shit going on, man. Okay. I mean, like I said on the earlier stream, I was having a good time out at Sacramento River doing my trail run with my my 2 dogs. Now I'm not to put my business too out in the street, and I obviously won't say his name, but like I told y'all, my boy went to had to check into rehab, so I'm dog sitting his dog, so he's with me now. But I don't know.
Okay.
Just a little worn out, but I got a little 9 miles on the trail. Anyway, I was enjoying fucking Bob's story about his experience because, like I said, I never hopped in the ring. So yeah, y'all got it.
I got one. The guy who fought professional, I know his brother's name was Bristol Jenkins. His last name was Jenkins. He was a football player. He was training me, so we got in the ring. He wasn't really going hard. We were sparring. I was trying to jab. He kept hitting my hand down and hitting me.
That's a tactic, yeah.
This other reason I knew his boxing ain't for me. So, like now, he was hitting my hand and hitting me. And he wasn't trying to hit me, but my head was ringing. He wasn't even hitting me like anywhere near as hard as.
Right.
Crazy. Boxing, I understand why boxing is crazy. But
yeah,
on ESPN, he got knocked out.
Damn.
Ball player trying to box.
Yeah. That's funny.
But he was bigger than me, but boxing, like you said, is not a joke. Boxing probably the toughest. Wrestling, boxing, MMA, those are the toughest sports.
Right. Combat sports in general, I agree. It's a totally different skill set. I've been played a variety of sports in my life, and yeah, I could say combat sports the toughest. Like I said, never boxed, but wrestling, taekwondo, jiu-jitsu, things of that nature. So yeah, I agree with that. It's just the whole body.
Funny enough,
it involves your whole body, and your mind has to be in sync. It's just a real challenge for no one who's never stepped in there before. So I feel you, and much respect to you for even getting in there and being honest about your experiences. Like I was throwing some bullshit punches and holding them. I was leaning on them. Do it, whatever you got to do to survive, man.
So, but that shows something that he didn't just quit. You know what I mean? That's a good thing. Some guys will just quit.
Most definitely.
You know what I mean?
Vlogs, you still here?
But yeah, bro, I'm here. What's up? I'm around the corner.
You bullshit. Yeah, exactly. You bullshit. I know I missed our meeting, but for like I said, for a very specific reason, which was a higher calling, something I had to do, take care of my homie. But no, man, I'm down to tap in, watch fights at the bar. Shit, we could do it on Saturday.
I'm gonna leave y'all with this, but I got if that dude could fight. I watched him, dog. I said this dude can't fight. That's the only reason I got in the ring. If I would have never ring.
That's better than yeah. Well, you're smart. You're not going to jump in with somebody experienced.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Wait, before Bob leaves, I wanted to ask you a question about boots.
So I'll keep listening. Y'all have a good night.
Peace, Bob.
Wait.
Who'd you want to ask the question? Him?
Yeah, I was gonna ask Bob a question about boots.
What? You could ask it. He might be listening. What's the question?
He was calling him a great fighter. I'm like, I'm not saying he's not, but I was just gonna ask him, what fight did it made him believe that Boots is a great fighter?
I don't want to put words in anyone's mouth, but from my perspective, I don't even share that opinion. But playing devil's advocate for someone who says he is great, I would think in general they're basing on the eye test. That's the most, the greatest attribute I've seen out of him. Just what you think he could possibly do, but we got to see him do it against that top level. So shit, I'm glad he's trying to unify. Let's see it, man. I'm not as sure as you, Marco, that this is just a runaway thing for him. He said he's going to dominate. I think he might get challenged, man. I don't know. I don't see a stoppage. I'll say that I don't see a stoppage.
If he looks weak and the weight's affecting him, that's one thing. But I feel like if he's not showing signs of the weight affecting him, I think he's going to be dominant. But
what aspect of his game do you feel will offer him the greatest advantage? And I'll answer after you do.
His ability to step around while buckshotting and being able to step around and giving different angles and his footwork, because Boots doesn't just walk at you and throw bombs. Like he comes at you from, as I always say, he employs more angles and Pythagoras.
Like a Lomachenko.
Oh no.
Yeah, like a not different. He does it in a different method of operation. His MO is different than Lomachenko's, but it's the same result. He's coming at you at different angles. Yeah.
All right. I feel that. I was going to be a little more general and just say the special effects in general, like the athleticism, the X factor. Yeah, just more tools in general. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I like that you narrowed it down to that because you got a way better boxing mind than me. Haven't been in there, but okay, yeah, stepping around, quickly working those angles. I like that answer. I'll be looking for that. Hey, y'all,
that's what I think he's gonna do.
But he hasn't fought like that. And it's been like what, a couple fights?
Yeah, exactly. I think he's gonna go back to. I think he's gonna go back to his meat and potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I hope, because he looked like he was so promising to me. Like he's going to be another, like the next great fighter. He really looked that way, for his whole career. Just the last couple of fights, and they were both in Philly, right?
Yeah. He had a lot of hype behind him.
This one is where at?
This is in Atlantic City, which by the way is right next to Philly. So
up the road, yeah. I know. I'm familiar enough with the East Coast. Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know if but it's not Philly. What's up, Bam? It's not Philly, so maybe it won't present the same pressure
Ah, great point. And would you say so? You fought in your city, right? You fought in New York, Marco. Was it
Yep.
that degree? I mean, like that pressure to show out. All my family and friends are here. I got to put on a show. Does that factor into it? The mindset.
I'm different though. I used to love, like, I'm a bit of an attention whore, I guess. I used to like it. You know, I grew up an only child. Like, I love getting, like, so for me, yeah, but I like that. That was good to me. Like, I remember going to the promoter. I'm like, yo, I'm from here. Like, I'll sell 50, 100 tickets easy. You know, not I'll sell them, but they'll come see me. And that's what
Right.
happens. So yeah, and, you know, I mean, yeah, I guess it does. Depends your mind frame. To me, that served as it amped me up, as opposed to some people might take it the other way around. Like, fuck, I don't want people, in case, you know, it was a charge to me. It charged me as opposed to made me anxious.
Okay, good answer. I mean, I can relate. I don't want to say attention whore, but I get the mindset. Like I told you, I'm a former pro wrestler. You got to be half crazy to go out there as a teenager in your early 20s in your goddamn underwear doing flips and shit for people's entertainment. So I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So we'll see what happens. This one is going to Duran75. Okay, I'm with that. Boots better learn to protect that chin. Has he been down? Boots has not been down, has he?
Negative, not to my knowledge, no.
So what's he got to protect the what? Because he got clipped a little bit. Sometimes, I always say this, sometimes taking a couple of shots is part of setting the trap.
Okay. Shit. I'd rather set it while slipping the punch, but I feel you.
No,
let me ask you this, and this might not sound like a stupid question, but I guarantee I'm not the only one in here who's thought of it. Does the facial hair actually provide a little buffer when you're taking shots on the chin? They call it a beard for a reason, right? Oh, that fighter got a beard. I don't know. You tell me.
But I feel like it's so minuscule. I don't think it won't give any kind of a real competitive advantage.
Okay, fair enough.
But I've never, you know, now these days, you know, these dudes are coming out to here with their shit. So I don't really know. I don't know. I don't think you're allowed to have one like this crazy. I don't think.
Hey.
Caleb Plant always has this.
That's a good point. Caleb Plant does. And it didn't stop Canelo from.
Yeah.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No. Hold on.
It's okay. Yeah, so I don't know, man. It's gonna be fun to see though. Is there any other good fights on that undercard?
I don't know about the undercard.
Yeah, I don't either. There has to be something.
Was his last name Ford?
Oh, Ray Ford?
I think he's fighting on the undercard.
Ray Ford. I know him, but I can't place what I know about him.
Prospect.
What's up, Berto? You want to come back in? Give the other guys a time to shine. Jeez. What up, Ravens? Yeah, Ford. Okay, Ray Ford. All right. Well, shit. I mean, what's it on? DAZN, ESPN, what?
DAZN.
DAZN.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing I don't like about DAZN is because I told you guys this, that they were responsible for deleting my fucking TikTok account. They flag me for any video I do of their content. Fucking annoying.
Isn't TikTok a pretty decent moneymaker? I don't even have the app, but from what I heard, you can stack pretty well on there.
It's not bad. I just had to. I told the story before, but like because they get deleted me, I had to rebuild it. So like, I'm yeah, and losing 6-7 months is I was getting millions. I was getting some videos with millions of views at TikTok at that point. So picture how much it would have been now. Kind of like my Instagram, but then they deleted me, and it was my fault. I didn't see. They give you 3 strikes, but the way they do it, it's very inconspicuous. Like it's not obvious that you have the strike. So yeah, I just one day they were like, your account will be deleted in 2 days. I'm like, wait, what?
That's fucked up, champ.
Yeah, and I tried to debate it. I tried to, but and they show you who flags you every time. DAZN, all 3 DAZN fights, current fights. Like when Wilder lost to Zhang, I did one of my normal minute videos. 2 days later, and they flagged me. I'm like, why the fuck would you flag me for me doing a video after the fact. That'll just make
Right.
people want to go and watch the whole fight, like on your platform, you idiot.
Great point. Yeah,
So, but it didn't matter. Yeah, they were on some shit. Funny enough, right at that point too, Haney, right when I got deleted, Haney and Ryan tweeted, "Yo, DAZN hasn't paid us yet for our fight." I don't know if you guys remember that.
Dirty. Yeah, I do.
So I'm like, oh, so you're not paying your fighters and you're trying to fucking get, like, you must be struggling. I don't know what the fuck you're doing, but that was annoying. But whatever. So yeah, so now I'm back. I'm built back up to TikTok. But I mean, the best is YouTube. TikTok's pretty good too. The cheapest is Instagram. They're such cheap bastards. So that's the way that works.
Well, I guess as I was thinking about it, answer my own question. If you said Instagram pays the worst, I was like, why are all these women posting posting their photos on there? But you can't do that type of shit on YouTube, right?
I don't know. I mean, for me, Instagram has been my best connection. Like, Shaq reached out to me through Instagram. Like, I've had a lot of celebrities and people reach out to me through Instagram. So it's worth it in terms of that. But in terms of monetary, nah. They even do a thing where they pay you, but they switch up what they're paying you for. So this whole time, they paid me for either a post or a reel. This last quarter, they give bonuses quarterly, 3 months. They're only paying for people who put up like carousel pictures, some random shit that I haven't made one penny from them. I'm getting millions of views every week on it, and I haven't made one penny because I'm not posting carousel or whatever the fuck it was that they said.
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
It's basically you could put a reel, you could put a short. It's some specific thing that they want you to post in a certain manner, and that's all they pay for. They won't pay for the normal shit for this quarter.
And Marco, you need to come out like Nas did in 01, not fuck Jay-Z, but fuck IG. Drop a diss track on him.
No, I don't want them.
Well, that's fucked up, man. That's a dirty game.
I need to get my my career going before I burn any bridges.
Real
shit. You know what I mean? They'll shut me down real quick.
Yeah.
I got flagged with DAZN flagged me on IG too. But on IG, it's obvious. Like the second you get flagged, they literally don't let you use IG for 3 days. That's the way they do it. So that I couldn't miss that. I'm like, oh shit. And that's when I went and I saw it also on TikTok. But they don't, like I said, very inconspicuous. There was a little red dot that I clicked on and it said, you've been flagged. I'm like, but Instagram was like screen flashes and you can't use it for 3 days and won't let you even go. I couldn't even go on. So
the TikTok ban, I don't want to exhaust this topic. We'll move on, but just real quick. God damn, my voice is fucked up. The TikTok, when they flagged you, was that I can't believe it's for boxing content, so that was a copyright issue?
It was DAZN. I was using clip. You know how I do my videos, okay. Wilder does a spin like he's doing the do-si-do, and then he gets hit, whatever I was saying. It was just a clip of a minute and a half video. And they flagged me. They have the copyright on their footage. And look, most networks do. If HBO wanted to flag me, they could, but they don't give a fuck.
Right.
Showtime.
You're chopping it up. You're giving commentary. I figured I'll land with this. I thought it fell under fair use.
It doesn't. I thought fair use, from what I understand, is only to do with movies and other people's content, not network television.
And
good to know. It's great. And you know who else has been flagging me? Top Rank. It's been Top Rank lately and DAZN. Those are the only two who give a shit.
Hey guys, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm gonna let Alberto hop on.
Okay.
All right.
All right, guys. Well, you guys have a good night.
Shout out, Bob. Peace.
I don't know. I don't know if I want Alberto coming on and you guys, because I'm not into all that.
Hey, I was being hella cool last time. Remember, he was the one that dissed me at the end, and I didn't even retaliate.
Saying. I'm honestly, I'm not into. I don't want any fucking friction. I'm not. I've been having a rough time lately, and this is fun. I want us to have fun here, not fucking bullshit.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, let's keep it this way. Yeah. So that was that. So now I had to rebuild the stupid TikTok, and it's there. It's there. But I was saying earlier, like, I've been getting a significant drop in views, and I mean, we've been seeing this with other content creators. I think something to do with boxing. Just there's nothing. We had this big bang with Tyson, with Jake Paul, with all the undisputed fights, and now there's really nothing. Like, think about it. The biggest two cards in the next 3 months. I already said this, but is a Wall female card and a fucking what's the word I used? What's the other word I used for the Haney Ryan? They're like testing. Tune up. It's a tune up card. That's a tune up card. So a tune-up card and an all-women's card is the biggest thing we have going for the next 3 months. So that's why I believe people are kind of like, what are we going to talk about?
I'm glad you mentioned that. And yeah, I was in the chat earlier, and you had said only so many times we can talk Tank Roach and all these fights that aren't going to happen. Fucking a Tank Shakur, fucking just a lot of letdowns. Benavidez, Bivol. So I feel you. I mean, last year was super lit, and I was just thinking about, damn, what am I looking forward to? Not too much. Not a lot right now.
There's nothing really. So, what do we got? We got May 2nd, which is, again, tune-up card. We got what do we even have? We don't know who the heavyweight champion is going to fight. They might fight each other to try and undispute again. We don't know. Better be Evan Bivol. Do we really want to see that? I know I don't.
No, I don't need it. We just don't need it, man.
No, nobody. But Turkey Al-Sheikh has a fucking boner for it, so that's what we're getting.
Damn, I wanted to see Benavidez get a shot, but shit, that's the way the game goes. And Beterbiev, the worst case scenario would be Beterbiev actually wins this, when I would say the majority of people would give the first two to Bivol, maybe a split. Anyway, if he wins it and then retires, and Benavidez never gets his chance to prove himself at 168 or 175, that would be fucked up.
Yeah, but yeah, we got I feel like we have the torches being passed right now in a lot of the divisions. A lot of our guys are aged out. Like, all the heavyweights that were players 2 years ago were all fucking almost 40 and done.
Exactly.
Same thing with, Spence, with Crawford, with, Canelo's on his, although he's only 34, but he seems so much older for some reason.
A lot of mileage, Mexico started early. A lot of amateur experience.
He turned pro at 15, I believe.
Yeah, man, that's craziness. So,
So, like, a lot of these guys, like, I've done a couple polls, like, who's the next pound for pound champ? Who do we think? And I put guys like Keyshawn, Boots.
Did you throw Mason in there?
Abdullah, yeah, he's even, but yeah, Mason, Boots, but Boots, Boots and Keyshawn are I want to say, a couple classes above. Well, not classes in terms of skill, but in terms of, like, they're in 12th grade and Abdullah's still in 9th grade, kind of thing.
Yeah, they progress further in their career. I can understand that.
Yeah, there are a few. So, but I mean, who else? There's no heavyweights really. There's a couple, that guy who they think might beat Tyson's record for being the young Ituama. Is that his name? Moses Ituama.
Itama, I think is how you say it. Itama, if I'm not mistaken. Someone can correct me, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. And they had one fucking. I was looking up because I was like, are there any fucking American heavyweights? Sorry to curse so much. Are there any American heavyweights coming up? What was the guy? There was one guy that stood out to me, but this was like 6 months ago, so I can't recall his name. It was
American heavyweight.
Yes.
Oh, Richard Torres.
No. I did see him and he was interesting, but that wasn't the name that came to mind. Someone help me out. Anyway, very promising in terms of his speed and footwork. Like, the skill set just seemed to be there. Reminiscent of the old heavyweights, even a throwback to the 90s, whereas these dudes today are just limited and plodding. I'll think of it and I'll bring it up next stream. I can't think off the top of my head, but
yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. There's the other guy who's good, Agit Caballel. He's pretty good, but and I thought Bacoli was going to be some force to be reckoned with, but that all went to shit.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I wouldn't say it went to shit. He got paid, man. He almost had no choice. You're going to get the biggest paycheck of your career, short notice. He wasn't ready. So I don't know if he's completely cooked, but it was definitely a setback, and he doesn't have too much more time.
That's a good point. And you're right. Yeah, and he could come back and be a force in the division. That's possible. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's so many. Damn, Marco sounding casual with these names. Kiss my ass. Casual. Why do I sound casual with what? That's actually above my fucking. Those are guys I wouldn't pay attention to. Typically, like I get Caballero. Why the fuck? But now I do. To me, Abdullah Mason actually reminds me a lot of Boots. He's the most exciting for me, even though he just got dropped, so everybody's shitting on him for that. But it's like, it's boxing.
He did, but then he came back strong, and then everyone's back on his back on his saddle.
I mean, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Then there's like,
that's how fickle the boxing fans are. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, you're right. There's Abdullah. There's I love Bruce Carrington. He has a possibility to do something. Shushu, yeah. There's Keyshawn, who is not an up and comer. He's a champion now, but I still don't know who's he fighting. Keyshawn. I like the fight that I just saw for him. Oh, De Los Santos, right?
Yes, Edwin. I like that for both of them. Thank you. Fuck.
I like that. That I like. Yeah, that's a good challenge for reals.
And also a mutual opponent with Shakur, so we can see that and hopefully get them in the ring.
Right.
If Tank's not going to do it, let's see the rest of these guys mix it up, man. I just want to see great fight.
We know Tank's trajectory. It is rematch and then Jake Paul, which is fucking weird, but okay.
I can't see that, man.
He said he's doing it.
I would never say I would give up on boxing, but that would be a dark day, man. That would be a dark day.
Jake confirmed it. And I knew that was
negotiations. Happening. I know negotiations, but if it actually happens, that would be a dark day.
Why wouldn't it? It's like huge money for Tank.
Come on, man.
It's his exit strategy.
What about the integrity of the sport? That's like, I'm not even going to make that metaphor.
No, I'm with you. I'm not saying I agree with it, but I think it will happen. I think that's where the sport is going because of Jake. So it's only fitting that he's involved in it to keep going that way. He started that shit. He started, let me fight MMA guys. Let me fight old guys. Let me fight guys literally 100 pounds lighter than me. Yeah, fuck it.
The spectacle. I mean, it's been a great business strategy. I can't argue with results, right? He got way more bread than me. But as far as the integrity of the sport, that'd be like me. Okay, I'm 41. Let's say I'm somewhere in the range of 180, and I go down to the local junior high, and I'm fighting a kid in way better shape, but he's a heavyweight, right? Okay, let's say he's like 230, but I have all this experience. It's just pointless, man. Who gives a fuck if I don't give a fuck about that, man. I'm getting upset. So,
well, what I would like is I would love to see Tank pound his ass out, like. You know what I mean? That would be nice to see a little ass 5'5" Tank just pounding him out like little Mac attacking Bull.
Yeah, just putting the pure
jumping up
science on him. Jumping up.
You know what I mean? And
oh my goodness. With all the sound effects and shit. Yeah, I see you got the punch out, the little Nintendo thing in the background. So we both come from that era. Hell yeah, dude. That's funny. No, but okay, if you put it in that light, maybe that would give me some incentive to at least tune in to see if the super small guy could just outclass him in such a way that the size wouldn't matter, because that's always been an argument. Weight classes for a reason, right? But let's see the extreme. Let's see an extremely skilled small guy go up against middle of the road, would be generous, essentially amateur big guy.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what's going to happen. It looks like, but Jake Paul said he might fight Carl Froch, which is okay.
I'd rather do that.
Well, that's but again, Froch is very similar to Tank when you take his age. So yeah, he's a bigger dude, but he's still a minimum of 30 pounds lighter than Jake. Still,
that's true,
and he's older.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, Tank is in his prime, but 80 pounds lighter. This guy is out of his prime, but 30 pounds lighter. So it's like he's almost Jake's just everything is right at that baseline of unfair, but kind of fair because it's accounting for his lack of experience for Jake's. You know what I mean? Like what should my lack of experience? What should I remove from my opponent to even out my lack of experience? Let's do weight. Let's do experience. Let's do age. It's always something. Except with Tommy Fury.
the strengths and weaknesses offset each other. So I can get that. All right, you're kind of talking me into it, but I don't love it. But
No, I don't love it either. But that's that's what he does, and and he has a point. It's like, okay, but the problem is if he wins, he talks like I heard him being like, yeah, I beat 4 world champions to Eddie Hearn. I remember, and Eddie Hearn is like in MMA world champions. Like what? Do you really believe that coming out of your mouth, or are you just trying to like? Does he really believe I beat 4 world champions? What do you mean I haven't done anything?
It's marketing. It's pure marketing, but it's working.
I don't know. He might believe it, man. When you get people blowing smoke up your ass from all angles, sometimes you end up believing it.
That's also true. I've been there.
No, I haven't. I've never had
on a
anybody.
much smaller scale. No one ever told me I was a shit and I was like a champ, but I started feeling myself after I get a few degrees under my belt, become an engineer, and the girlies are feeling me. That resurrection from divorce. I was definitely feeling myself, and then I've been humbled. So ups and downs of life, but I hope they're not doing that to him. I hope it's just marketing. So
it's hard to tell. It's hard to fucking tell, man. Hard to fucking tell what's going on, but we're waiting on him. Like he's bringing some of the most exciting fights.
Well, so who sent the contract? Who's the A side? I hate to get into that too deep, but do you know?
With who?
With regards to Tank and Paul.
Oh fuck, I don't know.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like I feel like I don't know who needs who more. You know what I mean? Tank. Tank. Paul needs Tank more because even though, again, 80 pound difference, it will give some credibility to Paul if he beats him.
True.
Right? If Tank wins, what does that do for Tank besides a big payday? It's just a big payday, I think.
No. I mean, I think he would have maybe not quite as much, but 70% of the bragging rights that Paul would have if he pulled it off, because this dude outweighs me by almost fucking 100 pounds. On the streets, that's no joke. So, I mean,
this ain't the streets.
It's not the street.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. To me, it's a lose-lose for Tank. Unless if Tank was broke or financially struggling, then it's not a lose-lose. But if he already has money and this won't change his lifestyle in any way, it's a lose-lose. Because if you lose, and even if you win, so what? Now you're a little richer. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like it. But I want to see Jake get fucked up. Like that'll be fun.
Yeah, we thought Tyson was going to do that for us, but he was just trying to get paid too. So
yeah, no, we want to see Javante Little Mac him. You know what I mean?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, hell yeah, man.
That's what we want to see. So that'll be kind of fun. But other than that, but Jake is smart. I think he knows what he's doing. He knows who he's picking, what he's doing. So that's the way that is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is he?
What was that?
I'm like stream of consciousness to trying to like think out loud. His fights are actually sanctioned. Like they both have a boxing license. These MMA guys got a boxing license.
What MMA guy?
No, I said these, like multiple.
Oh, these are all. He had one amateur fight, I believe, against I forget who it was. That might have been and then there were the fight with Nate Robinson was a pro fight. They were all pro fights.
Come on, man. He was like a 40-year-old small ass basketball player. That's a fucking joke. I hated that one.
I heard it's funny. This was on when I was on that Ness's stupid fucking show. He started giving me shit for this, but Nate and nobody ever proved it. But Nate, I heard, didn't spar one round for this fight with anybody.
Well,
so he went in without ever sparring, and he threw punches like he never sparred. It looked that way too. So, and there's no footage of him sparring anybody or nothing. So,
See, man, I'm making a joke out of it. That pisses me. I wish I didn't know that. That pisses me off.
Yeah, no, he didn't. Actually, he just followed me too. Nate Robinson just followed me on Instagram. I was gonna reach out, but what do I say?
God damn.
But I think I'm gonna wrap it up. It's late over here. I appreciate you jumping in though.
Okay. Thanks for having me. All right, I'll be back.
Of course. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Hold on. Give me like 45 more seconds of your time for a quick count.
Go for it.
A quick count of my entries and everyone. Like My entries out of the total. That's what I would like to know. The ratio, the fraction
of the
reduced fraction of my entries over the total
we
entries.
got
Is it like 8 over
3,
15?
4,
Something like that.
5, 6, 7, 8. Not you have 9, I believe.
Oh shit. Oh, I got the free one. Yeah.
9. So 9 out of 21.
Okay.
That's almost
I'll
half.
probably keep it there. I'll keep it there. I'll let other people have a chance. Hey, yo, and no hard feelings. Shout out to fucking Vlogs for getting the gloves. Shout out to Clarissa for winning the belt. It's all love, man. I do this for fun. It's not like I'm sitting there pissed off because I put in a bunch of entries and it hasn't been my time yet. Hey, I love the community and that's why I support it. So
Yeah, you guys are the
salute
best.
to all y'all.
All right,
All
we'll
right.
see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Peace.